Hi guys, it's Sandy here again from Salmon Fishing Holidays Scotland. Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to talk to you about a lure that's almost been forgotten when it comes to spinning and salmon fishing, and I'm not really sure why that is. And it's probably an old-fashioned lure, you could say that, and it's maybe not as fashionable as some of the lures used nowadays. But it's highly effective, and sometimes I ask myself, why do I not fish it more often? So I suppose, like, you're all aware of the sort of most common lures that we do use for spinning. So you've got your sort of like plastic lures, and I've got a couple of examples of these. So the example of your plastic lures would be things like this, which is like a Vision 110, which is really fashionable, works really well on the River Tay and other rivers up and down the country, which allow spinning. And other lures which are similar to this are like your Rapala type lures, your Peo type lures, and they're really popular. But say like 20-25 years ago, the likes of your Vision 110 wasn't used as much. And another lure which is used a lot and is like extremely successful is like your sort of spoon type lures. So this is an example of like a Toby, a Salmon Toby actually. This weighs 30 grams. And again, it works really well, can be fished in a variety of ways, and is very successful. And these two types of lures seem to be like really popular up and down the country. But there is one lure that, from what I can see, is hardly ever used. And it got me and I was asking myself the other day, why is that? Because it is extremely effective all year round, but especially in the spring. And that, of course, is the Devon Minnow. So I've got a Devon Minnow here in my hand, and that's a wooden Devon. It's been bashed up a little bit, as you can see. Now, the Devon Minnow, so you get two types. Well, you actually get three types of Devon Minnow. You get your sort of bog standard Devon Minnow, which is a sinking Devon, and then you get your floating Devons, which you can use with weights to help get them down in the water column. For today, we're just talking about the bog standard Devon Minnow. So they can either be made from wood and they're copper lined. So this one is a wooden Devon Minnow, and then or they can be made from metal. So this is an example of a metal Devon Minnow. And they both sort of do the same sort of thing. So they sort of spin round in the water, and they are highly effective. So the Devon Minnow, I find, is actually really quite relaxing to fish, because if you get the right weight for the pool you're fishing, so what I mean is the right weight is that would depend on the flow in the pool and also the depth in the pool. You can actually cast the Devon Minnow out and almost fish it like a fly. So you can cast it out, and if you've got reasonable flow, then you can just let it swing round. And what's relaxing about it is you're not having to wind all the time. So with the likes of your plastics, like we talked about the Vision 110 or the Rapala type lures, you need to constantly usually wind them, and then that gives action and gets the lure fishing further down because they've got a plastic vein on the front. But with the Devon Minnow, you don't need to do that. So it's a great lure to use and can produce a lot of fish. And one thing to remember about the Devon Minnow is that because it does spin round, if you don't use the right swivel or the right setup, then it can end up making a real mess of your main line, so it can cause lots of kinks. So usually one of the best ways to fish it is in conjunction with a ball bearing swivel. And if you need to, you can use two ball bearing swivels just above the Devon Minnow. Or if you don't have any ball bearing swivels, sometimes two standard barrel swivels do the same thing. Another advantage of the Devon Minnow is that it's considerably cheaper, especially compared to the plastic lures and some of the spoons. So some of the plastic lures can cost in excess of £20, whereas you can get a Devon Minnow which is around about £4 or £5, depending on where you get it from. So that's an added bonus, and it's a lot less painful if you lose a Devon Minnow than if you lose something like a Vision 110. So it's a lot more kinder to the wallet. So yeah, the Devon Minnow, the forgotten salmon lure, definitely worth a go. And yeah, I'll be definitely using them more often this year, and hopefully catch a few fish with them. And yeah, if you guys want to try Devon, would highly recommend it. And as I say, it's a really relaxing way to fish. Tight lines.